Hi guys, Tugger here with a new video, and this video will be somewhat of an explanation video behind the MMR and the CR system in Solo Shuffle. MMR is the hidden rating you have throughout all the games that you play. If you play League of Legends, you do have a hidden rating. If you're playing, let's say, Call of Duty, you do have like somewhat of SBMM rating, which is pretty much MMR. Doesn't matter how you're going to look at it. Dota, you have that in every single game. It's often always hidden. Why? Because it is just a system. The system wants you to push towards the rating that you deserve, or at least they think you deserve, and they're going to help you towards that. And if you're failing it, the system will adjust it. They will adjust your hidden MMR to keep you at the rating that they think you deserve at that single moment. So if you had like 1.5k CR on your World of Warcraft spec, I would say Destruction Warlock is 1.5k and your MMR is 1.7k, the system really wants you to go towards 1.7. And it depends on how you win those games that they're going to push the MMR even further. The MMR means that it is actually the MMR of the whole lobby is close to that level. It will be very rare where you're going to play in a 1k MMR lobby while you are like 2k MMR. That's not going to happen. Often not. If you're 2k MMR, you're going to probably play around 1.9 and 2.1ks. And it means that if you're going to win versus the 2.1ks, it is going to push you towards that. And if you're losing versus those 1.9k like characters, players, they're going to downgrade your MMR until that point. And then until they have like a steady balance where you could actually gain 0 points just by winning only 3 games. At that point, it means that the CR and the MMR is very close. And if you're only winning 3 points or 3 games, it's basically a like draw. So you're not going to gain anything, you're not going to lose anything. But how can you check it? If you're starting the match, you will see the scoreboard. By clicking the eye, you will see the scoreboard, you will see the CR for everyone, and you will see your personal CR like at the bottom, where you're going to see the hidden MMR. But normally it is hidden, but in World of Warcraft they kind of show you the MMR that you have, and then you have your CR. You do need to understand that if your CR is lower than your MMR, it will take a lot less wins to get towards that MMR. Of course, if you get like 0 wins, you're not going to gain any points. You're probably going to tank your MMR and your CR. And that's why whenever people leave, they're going to get the MMR like stayed at the same level. And that is very, very frequent in a lot of games. Then whenever you could leave a lobby or leave champion select, let's say in League of Legends, or you are 13-0 in Call of Duty and you're leaving that match, the SBMM will still stay the same. And that's pretty much also going on with World of Warcraft. The problem is the CR is calculated at the end of the match. So it means that if you're leaving in the middle of the match, the CR will tank because you will get a penalty, but your MMR will not get any like rating changes. So if you were 21 like 100 MMR, you will stay at 2100 because it is calculated at the end of the match, and that's the problem. I feel like Blizzard will not be able to change that because it's not possible, except if they're going to change the whole system around the MMR and the CR for World of Warcraft. So I think it's really not going to happen. What they need to do is do more, like, I would say, harder punishment. Like, say you cannot play for 1 hour, or you cannot play for 2 hours with that tuning Solo Shuffle, purely in Solo Shuffle, for example, like account wide. That would be a punishment. And yeah, you'll have some disconnects here and there, but again, you're going to punish all the players if you're not doing that. So you have to kind of punish the player that wants to leave. So they have to think, look, I'm going to tank my rating, at least my CR, and I'm going to tank my ability to actually play the game. So that would be a solution. But that aside, I have also a lot of questions, a lot of remarks seen on Reddit, seen on the WoW forums, seen also in my chat, seen in my comments, but also myself. I'm also quite of a salty person whenever it comes to that. Whenever I win like 4 games, I do gain 0. It is frustrating, but at the end of the day, I do know for myself that it means that my MMR is quite low. And even though I won 4 games, I won 0 CR, my MMR did take a huge rating pump. So it means that the next game that I'm going to do 4 wins, I'm going to win CR. That's the whole goal. It's making your MMR go higher, although your CR did stay the same because you were at the same level or you were even below that level that you are at CR level, and they are trying to push you upwards. And that system will never change. It will not change in Social Shuffle because purely what they have to do is actually calculating round based CR, which is not going to happen. They're not going to give you, let's say, 10 CR for a win and then minus 10 and then 10 CR for a win. They're not going to do that because it's a lot of work, first and foremost, and second of all, it is going to count, let's say, as 6 matches. Well, for example, Soul Shuffle match is not counted as 6 matches, it's counted as 1. So I don't think they will change that. So you should like stick it to your head, like if your MMR is lower than your CR, you will have to work to get to the point where you're going to gain CR. You could even, like, let's say your MMR is 1.2 and you are a 1.5k CR player, you're going to gain 0 points even if you win 6 games, but your MMR is going to go higher, and the next games that you're going to win are going to be significant for your CR. But you need to understand that the MMR is what's the most important. That's why people leave to like take a CR dump, but not the MMR dump. And unfortunately, the penalties are very, very bad, and like it's not good enough to actually make them not leave. And that's the whole problem. I feel like people are asking, like, I did 3 wins, I should be rewarded with 3 wins. Look, 3 wins is just a draw. You didn't win the match. You literally just did a draw. It's like you did a draw in Champions League 0-0 and you're asking for a win. That's not gonna happen. It's 0-0. You need to work harder to get that 4th win, to actually be able to win CR. And even then, your MMR should be on par, or else you will just not win any CR. And I know it's like tough truth and tough love, because it's really annoying to play a game in Soul Shuffle that you have waited for 30 minutes and at the end of the day not win anything. But that system ensures that the rating is somewhat competitive and somewhat not attainable for everyone. You don't want to have everyone at 2.4k because that's not possible. You need to have a graph like this. I mean, the other way, right? Like this, yeah, because it's a camera, right? Like this. So basically, you want to have not a lot of players at the lowest level, because obviously you don't want to have the game as hard as that, but you want to have all the players around the mid levels, which is 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, depending on the inflation of the ladder. And then you want the least amount of players around the rank 1s, and you have like 2% or even 1% around 2.4k. That's basically how a ladder should be. It should be like a stair, and then going back like into the center, and of course just dissipates around the extremities. You want that. And I think if anyone wants just only the title, then of course you want to be it's like easier to climb, but you don't want to make titles and rating being nullified because it's too easy to get. Like, again, I'm like 2.1k at the moment. It's not like fantastic. I'm an arms warrior. I did like 513 rounds, so you should probably have the whole picture where my MMR was quite low at one point, where I did win 0 points at 3 wins, at 4 wins, and even at 5 wins, because sometimes I lose like all the games and then I just take a MMR dump, but it is what it is. And whenever you can get those wins, your MMR will go higher. And like right now, my last match I did 2 wins and I did gain 25 rating because my MMR was higher than my CR. It always worked like this. So you should always strive to get the MMR as high as possible, to just look at the MMR. I know it's hard because that's the hidden thing. You're not going to gain a title because of your MMR, but you do get an easier time to get that title because your MMR is very high. And you should also just strive for that aspect. So I don't know if you learned something with this video. I don't know if I gave you courage to actually pump some Soul Shuffle. I think the most difficult part about Soul Shuffle is whenever you're losing, you know you're going to get hit by a 30 minutes queue. and not being able to come back from that loss. That's the most hard part around social. You want to actually be able to fix your losses by playing it, but then as a DPS you do get hit by a big Q, and then you are like not warm anymore, and you're going to lose another game, and you're going to get stressed out for some reason. And legitimate or not, stress can happen by playing competitive games, and you will be able to just not regain that CR, and then you will have probably some toxicity problems here and there, because you will be so annoyed by your ability to actually climb that you will probably lash out on other people, which is what's happening in like World of Warcraft in general. I think that's the main problem about Soul Shuffle, is the queue times are very high, which makes toxicity more prominent. While, for example, if you can queue every 30 seconds, that would be probably fixed, because people would say, look, I lost a game, whatever, queue back. But right now, you lost a game, and to queue back, you will have to wait 30 minutes, pretty much. Or else you will be very lucky, or you are actually queuing up, you're standing up, taking a piss, and it popped. And then you are like in front of your PC, and it just never pops. And yeah, that's a problem. It needs to be fixed somehow, some way. I don't know how, because healers are just not as desirable as before, and it is just how it is. But anyways, let me know what you think about the video. Let me know if you learned something about that video. I know it's not very like visual. I cannot show you in game because I'm not in game in a Soul Shuffle. And whenever I'm in Soul Shuffle, I try to concentrate myself. I'm trying to not talk like those kinds of videos, because it's like pointless. I get 30-minute queue. It is to play and not to explain how it works, right? But anyways, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, and we will catch each other very soon in a next video. Have a great day. Bye.
Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.